wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Oh yeah, you turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every call in, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the LeVar Walker Show. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that LeVar Walker Show, turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
Good morning and welcome back to the greatest show on the face of the earth. We're back in the building at the LeVar Walker Show podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'm not going to hold you, man. We're going to jump right into it. A young lady, an influencer by the name of Ashlee Janae, was found allegedly. She deleted herself in Tanzania, where she allegedly hung herself. She was in Tanzania on a trip with her boyfriend, I guess fiance, and she was an influencer. She would often talk about the soft life and how beautiful it is being with a white man, and she did do a lot of dissing of brothers, and that's not to justify, this loss that we've had. Very beautiful young lady. And it's very, very tragic, It's really, really sad. And allegedly her boyfriend or fiance came back in the room and said he just found her up there hanging, right? Because typically when killers kill, they do it and they just blank out and they compartmentalize. Like, we pretty much know he did it. Like, there's just no way. So I'm going to listen to this story that I have pulled up. Y'all check this out, and let's get into it today. Hope y'all can hear me, but let's take a look at this. Let's see.
Did you hear about Ashlee, the influencer from Miami, whose fiance says she hung herself on her birthday? And everybody says he's lying and he needs to be investigated. Trigger warning. According to rumors and gossip, which may or may not be true, Ashlee Janae, an IG model and soft life influencer, flew to Tanzania to celebrate her 31st birthday with her boyfriend, Joe McCann. And shortly after, she disappeared completely. According to Ashlee's latest Instagram post, she was having a fabulous time in Tanzania with her boyfriend.
That's a $50,000 to $60,000 trip we're looking at right now.
Taking glamorous pictures, spending time with animals, and even being proposed to during the trip. A week later, everybody's wondering what happened after a woman named Savannah Britt came to Twitter to share this shocking message. She wrote, "We need justice for my friend Ashlee Janae, who was found dead in her hotel in Tanzania, and her fiance, Joe McCann, claims she hung herself. And anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit suicide. We need answers now." Ashlee, who...
So Joe McCann said, I don't know what happened. I just came back here. She was hanging up. She hung herself. This is what they always do. And I guess there's going to be a documentary on this. I'm sure 50 Cent or somebody will grab this.
reportedly represented the soft life, shared some questionable posts about black men and men in general. But in her latest post, she seemed to have finally met a man who could give her the experiences that she wanted. Sadly, those experiences include...
This is very tragic. Everyday black men wake up and find more ways to embarrass us. Now, I didn't just read that tweet. It's not to justify her demise. However, this is what she wrote. And, sometimes be careful what you tweet, what you write, because it could come back to haunt you, even afterlife.
Included a one-way trip to Tanzania. Although there have been no official reports about her death, Ashlee has not posted to her social media since her birthday, and everyone believes the rumors that she is dead, but no one believes that she would end her life that way, not on her birthday. What's crazy?
We know she didn't end her life that way. He ended her life. He took out there and, he did that. She didn't do it.
Is after some digging, netizens found old comments where a fan warned her that her boyfriend was going to kill her. And when you look at Joe's social media, he has never mentioned Ashlee at all. In fact, he's continued to post after she was reported dead like nothing ever happened. Again, none of this story has been verified, but it's all everyone is talking about. What do you think of this story? Do you find it possible that a woman who had everything going for her would take her own life while she's on vacation and she just got proposed to? Leave a comment to let me know.
No, she wouldn't take her own life. He did that. People are sick, man. People are absolutely sick. And I get it. There's a lot of tweets that this young lady did where she was bashing and shaming black men, and she shouldn't lose her life because she was shaming black men, right? But it's rather unfortunate. And of course, people are going to bring up that past. Of course, people are going to share those tweets. It's nasty, but it's also human nature, right? So it's very, very unfortunate. We need to look up this guy, Joe McCann. So who is Joe McCann? Where's this guy from? He obviously had no pictures of her on his page. What is the research we can find on Joe McCann? Well, I need to know about Joe McCann. Tanzania. Let's see what we got on Joe. Come on. Let me see what we got. So who is Joe McCann? Let me see here. Who is Joe McCann? Ashlee Janae's fiance under spotlight after U.S. influencer's death. She would never commit suicide. 31-year-old Miami-based lifestyle influencer found dead in Tanzania. Joe McCann claims she died by suicide. Many online have disputed the theory, according to Ball Alert. Okay, so she built a massive following meant to celebrate. Authorities have not accused Joe of any wrongdoing as of now. I would be interested to see how that's even investigated in a foreign land like that. And in them other countries too. Let me tell y'all something about overseas. People starving over there. You can pay somebody off and get out of there. I'm gonna keep it funky. Joe ain't had to do nothing but pass out a bag to them investigators. And this is going to go unsolved. Joe could stand right out there in Tanzania and pull out bricks of cash to them detectives or whoever they got investigating this, and this will disappear. I promise you that shit. Okay, so Joe's bio on Asymmetric Financial reads, Joe McCann is the founder, CEO, CIO, and solo managing GP of Asymmetric. Joe has over 25 years of experience working on Wall Street and in Silicon Valley. Previously, Joe was a senior director at Microsoft, head of quantitative trading at Passport, and the co-founder of CEO of NodeSource, a venture-backed open. Oh, Joe is super rich. So they were in Tanzania. Joe's super rich. Guess where Joe's not going? To jail. To jail. Okay, Joe took this young lady's life, and nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. And I'm going to tell y'all something, ladies, quit selling your soul for the gold, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, this materialism, and this should be a tale to other young ladies. Like, bro, like, this is crazy. Joe is probably some type of super rich psychopath. No different from that movie. What was that movie about that rich dude and he was taking people out? It was an old 80s movie. But Joe is probably that guy. And unfortunately, this young lady had to see that. Joe's probably over there, got pissed off or something. Probably choked out. And as she breathed her last breath, he probably looked and said, "Look what you made me do." Because he doesn't want to take any fault or any blame for that. And it's in Tanzania. And Joe sounds like he has a net worth north of a couple of $100 million. So people going to get paid. So he venture-backed open source startup at X in 2019. Joe has been investing in Web3 startups and trading crypto since 2016. This guy is super, super rich. Yeah. He had his chocolate woman. They went over there, and this is what happened. 31-year-old Miami-based lifestyle influencer. It's insane. It's insane. I'm sure if we look up Joe's net worth, it's probably insane. What's his net worth? Yeah. Okay. His net worth is estimated to be $45 million. He manages a top performing fund. You see, this is a $60,000, $70,000 vacation they went on. You see. But y'all gotta understand, ladies, you selling, you know, just to sell your soul. Like a lot of times it ain't even worth it, man. Find somebody that really love you for you, man. You know what I mean? Somebody you can build with. Yeah, her death is currently surrounded by controversy, unclear circumstances, family and friends questioning suicide. Listen, and especially if he would have done it here, they would have caught him. Okay? But since he did it over there, you know, what's gonna happen? Nothing. Nothing. Joe is paying people off. Joe is paying the people off. Oh, while Lisa said Joe probably with another girl before he left Tanzania. Shout out to Mara Young. I wish these young ladies understood the value of themselves and that they can't be bought. But hell, what am I talking about? We have young ladies going to Dubai to get number 2 on for a purse. And this is absolutely right. This is absolutely correct. If they are doing anything, they're selling their souls for the gold, baby. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not worth it in this case, because I promise you ain't nothing happening to Joe. They're not going to, even at that company, they're going to, I don't know what happened. Give me some more here. I want Tanzania. Well, who are the detectives in Tanzania? I want to look that up. Let's ask Gemini. How are homicides investigated in Tanzania? Okay. So in Tanzania, homicide investigations are primarily the responsibility of the Tanzania police force, specifically the Criminal Investigation Department. The process is governed by the Criminal Procedure Act and follows a structured legal framework. Scene management, when a suspicious death, the first responder officer is required to secure the area to prevent contamination of evidence. The area is restricted. Role of medical professionals central to the Tanzanian investigative process. This is a critical Tanzanian medical legal. Okay, how much? What is the Tanzania currency? The official currency is the Tanzanian shilling. Okay. So I want y'all to take a look at this here. Okay. I'm going to show you why this is going to go unsolved. Can y'all see this? As of April 2026, now people in Tanzania, they live off what's called a shilling, a Tanzanian shilling. Okay. $1, $1 is equivalent to 2,600 Tanzanian shilling. Okay. We just said that this guy was worth $45 million. Okay. That would make him worth $45 billion in Tanzania. And so how much, let's see how much a Tanzanian police officer make. How much does a Tanzanian police officer make in shilling? Is that right? No. How much does a Tanzanian police officer make? Did I pronounce? Police officer make in shilling. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So Tanzania typically earns between 775,000 and 1.4 million shillings per month. What is this in USD? I'm going to show y'all why this is not getting solved. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the salary in US dollars. So as we can see, I said here, and this is a high earning senior cop makes 1.4 to 2 million shilling per month, which is going to break down to $543 to $755 a month. Okay? This is why this will go unsolved. And this is why Joe is going to live his life unbothered here in the U.S. after taking this young lady out. Follow the money and the numbers. As I said, Joe is worth 45 million USD. Okay? As we can see, these people, the top senior level officer only makes $543 to $755 per month. Okay? Joe is in a position to pass out $10,000 to these people like it is candy. That 10 grand will set them up basically for life. So understand, ladies, when y'all go to these places and these exotic locations, you gotta be careful. Nothing will happen to Joe. Joe can afford to buy the whole police force, the detectives, and probably the president of Tanzania. So this will go unsolved. And people will holler, cry, complain, but it's just what it is, unfortunately. And this young lady did not deserve to lose her life. I'm going to be honest. Sick. These people are sick. Y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all have got to be careful out here, man. I'm looking. You could see right here, bro. Like, look at this. Beautiful girl. This is a beautiful girl. Look at it. Look at that. Front row seats to the game, you know. They with the lion. And he a big dude too, so I can imagine. Look at that hug. You see that? Damn, man. So sad. Just sad, man. I just don't really know what to say. Like, why? I would really like, why would you do this, Joe? It's unreal. I mean, you look at these pictures. Look how beautiful this is, man. This was just beautiful. This was beautiful. He took her to paradise. That's how sick. That's how sick this. Look at that. That's a trained lion. Probably the most expensive part of this trip was probably the flight. It's unreal, man. It is unreal, bro. It's unreal. It's going to be a dark documentary on this, but like I said, it probably won't because he won't get caught. He's not getting caught. Look at that. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all something too. You know, they was over there in Tanzania, in Africa. They arrested him. Did you say they arrested him? I don't believe. Let's see if he arrested. They over there in Africa. I think he paid them people off. They arrested him? Let me look that up. They arrested him. What's happening to Harvey Lee? Shout out to Harvey Lee. What you missed? Well, you know, you can rewind this because it's going to go up. It's going to go up on the TV. So, I mean, you know, once I'm done, it'll be up. Yes. Allegedly, she took herself out. He found her hanging when he got back to the room, but we know what it is. I'm going to see if he's arrested. Somebody said he's arrested, so let me look that up. Mm-mm. No, Joe McCann arrested in Tanzania. Let me see. I don't think he's arrested. I don't think that's true. Could you find that information? And I don't believe he's arrested. I doubt if he's in jail. I doubt. Because over there, listen, man, they about that money. They about that money. He could definitely pay his way out of this. This is what happens in them countries over there, bro. He can pay his way out of this. Easy. Because he could change their whole life and course of life with the money he has in American money. So I don't believe this guy's in jail. Let's ask Gemini. Why am I even? Let me see. Was Joe arrested in Tanzania? Yeah, he can pay them off. That's what he doing. I just broke it down like how much they make. They don't make no money. This is what we got. As of April 13th, there are conflicting reports regarding whether Joe McCann has been arrested or detained by Tanzania to serve while he is at the center of a high-profile investigation following the death of his fiancee. No official charges have been filed. He's not in jail. He's not going to jail. He got the money. Yeah. McCann informed authorities that Janae died by suicide. Tanzania are currently treating death as a suspicious past and an active investigation is underway. He breaking bread, bro. He is paying them people off. Yeah, he has no arrest. He's probably back in the States. Is he back in the... Yeah, he good. He getting off, man. Yeah, he absolutely unalived her. We know this. We know this. He absolutely, yes, he did. And then he paid them people off. He back home. That's as a 10, he's back home. He is back home. And you see him, I'm looking at this. And I see him doing the TikTok videos. You watch them, they're doing TikTok videos. Everything is so lovey-dovey. Where should we get tacos? You see how this goes? These people that do these TikTok videos and bro, I always raise an eyebrow up to the TikTok couples. The TikTok couples, bro, it is something dark behind that shit, and I can't put my finger on it. Because once you make your relationship like this kind of business, it's something dark and sinister behind that, man. So, yeah, this is still rather unfortunate. But we all know he did it. I don't question that for 1 second. Not for 1 second, guys. Mm-mm. Very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. But we're going to keep it moving along, see what else is going on in the world. Wait a minute. And it's unfortunate too, because now you got brothers coming out talking about how she would always shade black men. This black woman would always throw shade at black men about how they're not man enough, how they were not able to make women's lives easier, that she had to date white men who knew very well how to treat women, as she would call it, princess treatment in most of her Instagram captions. She would always include the words soft girl era. Well, now she's deceased. The reports say she committed suicide in Tanzania on vacation with a white man, but her family and friends are not buying it. They're suspecting foul play. And if we're being honest, the writing's on the wall. Let this be a lesson to all these young women who date men for lifestyles they can provide. You're literally putting your life on the line, because the day it pops up to that man that you're zero interested in, but what he can provide, things will happen. Now she's just another statistic of how greed can mess you up. So the Red Pill brothers are just having a field day at this point, and it's rather unfortunate, man. Rather unfortunate. I guess she used to do a lot here. Men are losing their mind in my comments about an interracial relationship, but I just got my lashes refilled. She's a pretty, pretty girl, man. Very pretty girl. What a what a tragedy, man. What a true tragedy, and just such a sad, sad loss of life, you know? It's very, very unfortunate. Some of her friends are coming up saying they need answers. We need justice. I think that's Savannah Britt. But unfortunately, it's just not. It's not coming. There won't be any help. He's gonna pay all them people off. The people gonna go about their day. This is how this is gonna happen, and it's sad. It's very, very sad. Mm. Now I'm starting to see a bunch of videos of a lot of people in these relationships where it's gone wrong, in these types of relationships. But I'm not going to even get into that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going there. People are discussing rap, today's rap. Today's rap is over with. I believe hip hop is definitely done at this point. We haven't had a new hip hop superstar probably since Drake. You know, I mean, you can make the argument that Kendrick Lamar is one of those guys, which he is, but even him, I mean, I don't know what year Kendrick came out, but it's been a long, long time since we've had like a serious rap superstar. And I guess you could have to give that to NBA YoungBoy, but it's really rough. Really rough, guys. Mm. Now it's popping up everywhere. Now it's really going viral with this young lady. We got a little something on TMZ in regards to it. Let's read this statement from the family. Here's a statement from her family. Ashley Robinson was on what should have been one of the happiest trips of her life, a birthday celebration in Zanzibar, Africa. Ashley's birthday was April 5th. She just turned 31, surrounded by beauty, love, and wildlife. She became engaged during a safari, an unforgettable moment that marked the start of a future she was so excited to build. She and her fiance, Joe McCann, were staying in a luxury villa at the Zuri, Zanzibar, continuing what we believe was her dream trip. But days later, that dream turned into our family's worst nightmare. Ashley was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to a local hospital where her death was confirmed hours later. Nothing about this loss feels real. One moment she was celebrating love and life in truly Ashley fashion, and next she was gone. The suddenness, the unanswered questions, and the distance from home have made this tragedy even more overwhelming for our family. At this time, there's an active investigation into the circumstances around Ashley's suspicious passing. Although we have many questions, we are placing our trust in officials in Zanzibar and are working closely with them as we seek clarity and answers. Ashley was deeply loved. She was vibrant, full of life, and had so much ahead of her. Our family is completely devastated. We appreciate the prayers and compassion we have received as we navigate this unimaginable loss. We respectfully ask that any information that there be treated as unverified and not considered actual at this time. Mm. Unreal. Very, very sad, y'all. Mm, mm, mm. When I tell y'all this gonna disappear so quick, it's gonna disappear. She got maybe 2 more weeks. I would love to see that Zanzibar hotel she was in. Hmm. I want to see that villa, Zanzibar villa. Zuri Zanzibar Resort. Let me see. Let's look up this villa. Oh, Zuri Zanzibar. Lord have mercy. This was beautiful. Look at it. Look at that. Ooh, ooh. Look at that. Oh. Oh. This thing go for about 600 a night. 600 a night. 632 a night. Everything 600. You can get the big room for 800. Taxes included. And the ocean front is 5,600 per night. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Oh, that is beautiful. That's like the 5,600 per night room. Lord have mercy. So beautiful. So beautiful. And so unfortunate, guys. What you say, how much do you want to bet once her family get an independent autopsy done on her here in the state? She sustained different injuries consistent with the hanging. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. And look, like, I know people are like getting down on her because of her vitriol and disdain for black men. But could it be like maybe she liked some black dude and the dude didn't like her? And then just because of that one interaction of one black guy she liked not liking her, she just turned cold against all black men. Because this generation, this younger generation, they tend to do that. And there's no difference from like black dudes that date a lot of white women. A lot of times they might get dissed or something by, a black woman, and then now it's just I'm only with white women. So it could be that. But at the end of the day, she didn't deserve to be taken out, no matter what her views or opinions were. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve it, guys. Let me see. Damn. Here we go. Here goes some more information.
So what?
Let me see what she's got to say.
Why would she take her own life? She's a lifestyle influencer. She seems to be doing pretty well for herself. She just celebrated her 31st birthday, just got engaged to this man, John. So what was she dealing with? Could she have been? Possibly. Who knows? What we do know is that the family says that everything seems suspicious surrounding her death. Either way, she was found hanging in her hotel room, and John, who happens to be her fiance, says that she took her own life. Now, this is 31-year-old Ashlee Robinson. She goes by Ashlee Janae over on social media. And she posted April 5th, the last time that she posted on her social media page, chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be. They say shortly after her birthday, celebrating it, she was found hung in this hotel room that you see where she is right now in this picture. No, I'm sorry. I said John earlier, but his name is Joe McCann. And he is a CEO and founder of Asymmetric Finance. Now, she just had got engaged to him, and it's also being alleged that he just got divorced to somebody in 2024. That's all alleged. Now, Joe McCain, I said John earlier, I apologize about that. Now, Joe is the founder, CEO, CIO, and solo managing GP of Asymmetric. Joe has over 25 years of experience working on Wall Street and in Silicon Valley. Previously, Joe was a senior director at Microsoft, head of quantitative trading at Passport Capital, and the co-founder CEO of Node Source, a venture-backed open source startup that exited in 2019. Now, this is who she was with on vacation. Now, a lot of people believe that there's some foul play involved, that he possibly could have done something to this beautiful young lady, because her family says that she was so happy and she was so excited for what was to come in her life and everything that she had accomplished that she would never commit a suicide. Now, as of yet, Joe has not been arrested, and there hasn't been anything from authorities to say that there's any foul play involved. They are investigating it. The family says that they believe that it is suspicious. But what I will say is, it could go both ways. We do have to follow this story, because sometimes we've seen where families do not want to believe that their loved one would commit suicide, because they really don't know what their loved ones are going through internally. And so for them, they can't even fathom it or process that, right? Either way, I send my condolences to the family, and I will keep you updated if we hear anything about an arrest being made or any updates in the case.
Y'all can't trust them bald-headed white boy. It's so sad. So sad. What else going on in the world today? Talk to me, y'all. Tell me something. Tell me something good. Let's find something softer to talk about. Mm. Man, Portia came up. Let's see what Simon got to say.
You regret marrying her?
Absolutely. I said to her in one of my text messages to her, because she didn't respond, because I kept asking, why did you file for a divorce? And she wouldn't say anything. I tried to reach her mom. Her mom would not respond either. I later figured out this felt like a coup. When I don't know if you're familiar with. I'm familiar. I say it because I'm from Nigeria, and that we were ruled at one point by the military, and so every so often when you want to change leadership, the president, you stage a coup.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was totally blindsided. I was no member of her family, whether on the mother's side or the father's side.
Oh, Simon, Simon, you left your wife. She came to the house you left your wife for. You brought her over to the mansion. She saw all the Bentleys, Rolls Royce. Did you think you were handsome, Simon? What do you?
Reached out to me. And the only person I actually reached out to was her mom, and she didn't respond. And so I essentially sent her a text message. I said this was a $5 million rehab project that I took on. She never shared her concerns or issues with me before filing for divorce. If you're married, I've been married quite a bit. I think I understand a little bit about the dynamics of. I should understand a little bit about the dynamic.
I think the last man Portia was ever nice to her in love with was when she was married to that football player Cordell Stewart that called her a knucklehead, and it just turned Portia. Portia got a cold heart after that. She had a cold heart.
Of a relationship, you discuss issues and say, "Hey, if this does not change or something does not happen, this is what might come of it."
Mhm.
We never had those discussions, and I'm happy to share with you text messages where I was essentially blindsided by the divorce fight.
I was actually going to ask you if this was something that you saw coming, if conversations had been had prior. What do you think or what do you think Portia's reason was to file for divorce?
I think I was targeted.
In what
Uh,
way?
I was targeted from day one for financial reasons. When I filed for divorce from my previous, ex-wife, she was in my DM praying for me. And I think I was in a vulnerable position at that time.
No, you were a trick, bro. Damn. Y'all gotta know, bro. When you an older man and you got that bread, you gotta know, yeah, you a target, man. You looked at it as a trick. And you gotta understand what that is, man. That don't mean you can't dip your foot in the water and get you some ass, but you gotta stick and move. You can't marry him, man.
And I entertained it. And so it just kind of snowballed from there.
Mhm.
Getting engaged in 30 days, I mean, who does that? I was out.
A trick does it, Simon. You see, Simon is lacking self accountability here. And a lot of men should learn from Simon about being tricked. A lot of y'all are tricks, man. You know? Like even with the young lady, the white boy, he was a big trick. And he went over there, got tricked, and then took her out. This is what this is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to be 50, right? But I'm married. If my wife leave me and I'm in these streets, I will have the understanding that, hey, you know, it's all pay to play, baby. I'm just in the game, you know?
Of my 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 goddamn mind to have done that.
And then you should never trust a woman. How do you even try? How do you even allow yourself to be that vulnerable? Trust a woman that been in your house, sliding your DMs, know your wife, and holler at you, bro. And you thought she was gonna what like you? You idiot. You a fucking idiot, man. You know, thank you for asking that question, bro. I did Philly earlier this year, man. I did the punchline. No, I did the helium in Philly. I did a one nighter. What I'm doing now, and I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all on here watching me. I got a couple more shows coming up, and I'm shutting down until my demand is at a point where I come to these cities and these shows are really sold out. Because the current state of comedy and the way things have changed, the way comedy has become overly saturated, the way that even if you buy meta ads, people aren't seeing your ads and stuff like this. I have to do a better job in building a significantly stronger fan base to sell these tickets. So that's what it is, man. I have a lot of work on YouTube. You can watch all my stand up, you know, all my appearances or whatever, but it's just about demand of these ticket sales, bro. Um but hopefully one day soon again, bro. But and then too, when I put them tickets on sale, y'all gotta buy them, man. If you see them, if I put them up, you know what I mean? Like people will sit on their ass, won't buy the ticket till like damn near the last day. But by the time we get there, that show getting canceled because I'm at a loss. You know, I can't roll the dice up until the day of a lot of times in these cities. So
That, and of course, I'm paying dearly for it.
yeah, he paying $40,000-$50,000 a month. Bro, you should have known, bro. You never trust no. You can't trust these hoes, man. You a sucker, bro. You a sucker. Simon is a sucker, and I don't feel sorry for Simon. Men gotta know when they belong. When these hoes belong to these streets, bro. You can't let your guard down. You gotta look at them, and tell them what it is. Like really, like you can't believe that anybody likes you. I know if my wife left me and we got a divorce, nigga, don't nobody like me no more. I know what it is. Just as a man, bro, because you get, like, I ain't really got no friends or no shit. It's just me, you know what I mean, and my family. And, you know, as a man, you get hardened, you get more isolated. It's just what it is, man. It's what it is. And that's another topic. Like the older men get, the more isolated and secluded we become. You know what I'm saying? Because most other people that you around are like, they could either be in dire straits or they either want to take advantage of you some kind of way. So you pull back. You don't allow motherfuckers to get close to you. That's real shit. Yeah, but can't do it, Simon.
We can no longer have them in the building. We've given us specific instructions.
Oh my goodness, they done locked up the church pastor. Let's see what's going on.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Pastor Mariko Clark. Pastor Mariko Clark. Can you turn around for me, please? Put your hand behind your back. I didn't know it. Sir, can you turn around for me, please? I didn't know it. Can you turn around for me, please? Put your hand behind your back. I'm also looking for Shakita Young. You've been arrested for being messy in the church.
You know, I always wanted to be the pastor.
Oh my God. Pastors doing anything nowadays, get that coin. You have to put on spectacle. It has to be spectacle to get people to watch you. Bro, who or what is this? Like, who is she and him? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Me. So, oh, baby, let me tell y'all what just happened. So I just went up on the pastor, his wife, the deacon, the church, the whole congregation, if they had something to say. Do you understand me? So me and my cousin, we get to the church to plan, you know, to let them know how we want to plan the service or whatnot. Now, mind you, my auntie and uncle been members of this church for over 55 years. They pay their tithes faithfully. So the pastor turns around and say, that's going to be $800. $800 for what, pastor? He said, well, you know that in order for us to preach this service and do a nice homegoing, the church got to cook, and I got to pay my ushers to clean up, and then I got to pay some of my deacons to come. I said, you got to pay them to come to a homegoing for your faithful members? I said, let me ask you something. Where the money at when they pay their tithes every Sunday? Where they money at when they pay for pastor anniversary? Where they money at when they pay for church anniversary? Where they money at when you did fundraisers? Where they money at whenever you did these cookings and all this extra stuff? Where they money at when you needed something for your light bill? Where they money at when you needed something for your rent? Where they money at when your mama and your daddy passed? And the last time I checked, my auntie did the cook.
Listen, you gotta understand, ma'am, you a pawn in the game, right? They just want to extract your resources. And church is a show. It's a business, like any other business. But they just selling you hope, baby. That's all. That's all. It's just what it is. It's the game. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. Maybe I'll come back on here later on and talk, but that's a wrap. See y'all either later on today or tomorrow. Call me. I'll put my outro back.